Tu mai gwini, maimo, umatalaf, lumuhu, makmamau, manonaf, semu, tenus, lumamlam, fengwalu, sumongsong, umadzangan, umagahaf.
The CHamoru Lunar Calendar is based on a 13 cycle of the 13th full moon, and it was written in records, and we were so fortunate that those records were not lost. To understand it, okay, when you really look into the orthography, the way it was written, the way it was thought out by the Chamorro people, it is almost biblical in the context of, like, the first month is to my greenie, which means in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And in the beginning, then it starts going into the cycle, basically of resources, so that there was this connection between man, land, and sea. So it's a very beautiful calendar. Pulan is the word for moon in Chamorro, but it also has three meanings. It could mean moon, it could mean the month, or it could also mean to care for. So there's three meanings. And then tied into the moon cycle, you have the word sakkan. And sakkan also has three meanings. It can mean the year, it can mean the time of harvest, and also it can mean your age as an individual or an age of anything.
They're all kind of intertwined in a way too, because the harvest and somebody's age and everything, I mean, they kind of interplay upon each other.
Right, yeah, and that's what the CHamoru Lunar Calendar is based on. Yeah. And remember, we are an Asiatic group, the Pacific Islanders, at least in our area, stemming from the Asian continent. And so you have the Chinese New Year, which is based on the 13 months too. The Chamorro is no different in that type of concept of celebrating and using the moon as the timetable. It's really very interesting to also note that although the Western calendar was introduced into the Marianas among the Chamorro people, I really still believe the Chamorros are operating, at least the farmers and the fishermen, on the CHamoru Lunar Calendar, although they're referencing these months or these dates to the Western calendar of when the Manyat comes. It's really based on their knowledge inherited from our ancestors through the CHamoru Lunar Calendar.
There's a respect for our family. We always ask before we go. 1/3 of the cats goes to the people. 1/3 of our cats goes to our divers. And the other third, which goes to the net, the boat, all the equipment that's been used. That's the 1/3. So we call that patti. We put it into a 3 patti. And then the 1/3 is for the people. Then we take names. We take all the names that are there on the family, who are there. And then we take the names that all our visitors that are coming here.
You mentioned earlier that in times past, it was a more communal effort, people working to catch and bring in the atulai. How many people?
I'll tell you the difference between now and back then. Today, I spend over $10,000 on my equipment only. That's buying the boat, the engine, the net, and everything. A lot of people say they've been on patti sa Grasianzuu, sweaty like the old method. But you see, back then, tempo ni 50s, 60s, and 30s and 40s. Back then, the CHamoru community was intact. Even when they built their hut, their house with a higay, the thatch roof, the community was there to support one another. And with the westernization, it started melting our cultural respect. Back then, si Tunose, and when he's sewing up his tunsulu because he got torn and everything, everyone was there to help. You know, when they collect the net and go out fishing, everyone was there to help. And there's 3 types of fish that my dad said, the Guåhan tonu, and you know, being intelligent as I am, I said, how can you say Guåhan tonu when the Guåhan is a fish in the water and the land is not ocean water, river water? Says, when they catch these fish, the manahak, the TL, and the tulay, it's an abundance by a large amount. And there's no refrigerator, and that's why they got ice box, Guåhan ice. And some people are lucky when they have ice, some people don't. So when they catch those amount of fish, they share it to the community. So the community comes out and help because they know they're gonna get a share. And today, when I'm sewing up my net with the westernization technology, they just sound the horn, beep, beep, you know, pass by. You know, say I'm out there in the hot sun and trying to fix my net, getting. But when I'm out there corralling the tulay and I bring it in, everybody's here. I said, one of my workers, helpers in the fishing says, "Annie done." And when we're fixing the net, there was no cars in the parking lot. Now that we're bringing in the fish, there's a lot of cars. I said, boy, that's tradition. He says, "Annie, fair. That's not a fair tradition." But I do, when I catch tulay in here, I always have a share for the community that's there, you know, unless I Guåhan Zuus.
Esti pescador, hagigi pilan, consagui sinya, hakoni todo iguian. Esti pescador, bueno hafatitinas para provecho ni familia para mungadi ufan falta.